I'm Mikko.
And I'm Karina.
And we are from Finland.
We would like to welcome you for the IDSF 10 Dance Championships in Finland, Helsinki.
Welcome.
Yes, this week we're in Helsinki, Finland's capital and largest city, for the latest leg on the IDSF calendar, the World 10 Dance Championship. Just 15 kilometers west of the city lies Espoo, and the venue for this year's event, the Länsi Auto Arena. So as the crowds arrive to watch performances from 33 couples representing 33 countries, here's a reminder of all the disciplines required for 10 dance. The competition starts with the standard dances and the waltz, which started as a craze in the Savoy Hotel in London nearly 90 years ago. Then there's the tango, introduced to Europe from Argentina. The Viennese waltz from 18th century Austria. And the slow foxtrot, quintessentially English. And finally, the quick step, a little bit of rock and roll. And so to the Latin dances, and these start with the samba, originating from Brazil. The cha-cha, the flirty, cheeky newcomer of the Latin American dances. The rumba, exotic and sensual, all the way from Cuba. The Paso Doble from Spain, dramatic and dominant. And finally, the Jive from the Roaring '40s, brought over from America. It's fast and energetic. The favourites for this year's World 10 Dance Championship are the Danish couple of Peter Stokkebroe and Kristina, who recently won the European 10 Dance Championship.
I still think that we have a positive experience from 2 weeks ago when we were European champions. And I would say the positive effect of that does equal the stress factor that is that we are favourites. But we are very happy to be here and we feel very relaxed actually.
The local favourites, though, are the Finnish pairing of Mikko Ahti and Karina Orikonen. They live in Espoo, so really are on home ground.
It's fun to dance with the home crowd.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
just
and I
great.
think it's positive, just positive. And I think we're dancing very good now. And that's mainly because of the crowd. I think that's helped us a lot.
A long way from home, though, are Australia's Stefano Olivieri and Katrina Schembri. They're coached by Karina's parents, former World 10 Dance champions Alex and Julie, and so have plenty of knowledge of the tactics.
Once you get into the outfit, ready for the style, you focus into that style, so it's very easy to get into that.
Yeah.
Especially if you have some of the music playing beforehand, it gives you a little bit of rhythm, but sometimes, I mean, it does happen that you can't focus on that style that you're about to do, but
yeah, we're okay, I think.
You fix it up quick smart, so.
So after 3 early rounds, including the semi-final, there are only 6 places up for grabs in the final. Who's made it through? Couple number 3, Garofalo and Bassano from Italy are there, along with Korotin and Esko from Estonia, and the Russians, Gemaev and Basiuk. Couple number 19, Kalatovsky and Andris from Poland, and no surprise to see the Danes. And finally, couple number 33 from Slovenia, Plol and Lavinovic. And the real surprise on that list, the Polish couple.
It's a big surprise for us because we are in final first time and we are very happy.
We are first time in World Championships. Yeah. We are first time.
The runners-up at the recent European 10 Dance Championships in Maribor seem happy to be here too.
I think this is one of the most beautiful places where I dancing. because it's nice the atmosphere. It's dark outside and very shining on the floor, so I like very much. And I like the audience also.
Well, as the first couple to perform in the final for that audience take to the floor, I'm joined by former South African 10-dance champion Greg Dewet and former world professional 10-dance champion Alison Lamb. And here are the Estonian couple, Edward Korotin and Kristina Escu, performing the first of the 5 dances in the Latin section, the cha-cha. Well, last year, Edward and Kristina finished 7th in this competition, just failing to make the final. Alison, can you recognise any improvement since then?
Oh, very much so. I mean, last year they weren't in the final. Now here they are, contending for the actual title. Super improvement. Cha-cha, great dance for them. This girl has super leg action. Great
yes,
style.
very well-timed bodies, and I particularly like the grooming of this couple, Alison. I don't know about you, but I like the clothes.
It seems to suit their dancing.
Yes, kind of says to you, look at my dancing and don't be distracted by my outfit.
Yeah. It's not busy. Some of the cha-cha today, choreography is so busy, and the way they dance it, very smooth, very controlled.
Yes, very down in the action.
Looks like they've got time.
Plenty. And you can see the rhythm.
So the Estonians, Edward Korotin and Kristina Escu, get us underway. Now the Russian entry, couple number 18, Marat Gemayev and Alina Basyuk. Now he seems to have lost part of the number from his back. They've been dancing together for 12 years and he's only 19 years old, so they're obviously very comfortable together. Does that show, Greg?
Well, yes, they do. I mean, if he started when he was 7 years old, they've had a lot of experience. I just noted the interesting feature on this young man's shirt. Quite a statement. It's quite a nice action there, Alison, don't you think? I mean, the young man uses his hip line very well.
Yes, he's very free body action. I like it very much. Not too sure about his trousers flapping though, Greg, are you?
Yeah, well, yes.
Maybe he needs to grow into them a bit.
It's distracting.
It's a good choice of choreography for these two though, isn't it?
Well, yes, it is, and quite a catchy tune. I was just thinking that they're interpreting the music very well. Certainly a 10 out of 10 for commitment here as well. Yeah, it's very nice.
The cha-cha from the Russians, Marat Gemayev and Alina Basyuk. A chance now to see all the finalists on the floor together. Alessandro Garofolo was runner-up last year, but with a different partner. He's now dancing with Anna Maria Bassano. They're making quite an impression, Alison.
Yes, they are. I like this girl. She's a very sophisticated dancer, and he seems to have changed his look to go with that. Very elegant type of choreography and image, really.
Fantastic makeup. I was just having a look at this lady. So very well put together.
Yeah, she's beautiful.
Yes.
And here are the favourites, the Danish couple, Peter Stokkebroe and Kristina Jewel. European 10-dance champions and dancing with confidence. So that's the end of the group cha-cha. Let's see how the judges have placed them. Well, the Danes have got first place, the Estonians second, and the Russians a third. The bottom three show Italy in fourth, Slovenia fifth, and the Polish couple, Markin and Dagata, in sixth. Next, it's the samba, and all the dancers on the floor again for this one. Well, earlier on, we were talking about the recent European Championships, and this couple, Korotin and Escu, came third in that event. Like what you see here, Greg?
Yes, I do, actually. The dancing is very together, and a lot of energy coming from both, and well-timed footwork. Interestingly, everybody's getting placed between firsts and fifth, and I think this couple are one of them.
And there are the Slovenians. Are they getting the samba for you, Alison?
Well, great young talent here, super young couple. I think they should check their feet a little bit more. Much more work on those, please. Oops, a little bit of a lift there, I think, Greg, did you see?
Yes, it was, indeed. 2 feet off the floor.
Illegal.
Yes.
Yes, it certainly is.
The samba. And the judges' marks show that the top 2 placings are the same, with the Danish couple in first place, the Estonians in second, ahead of the Italians in third, the Russians dropping into the bottom 3 with their samba, but ahead of the couples from Slovenia and Poland. Our third dance, the rumba, renowned as being exotic and sensual. Kristina Jewell says this is her favourite dance. Alison, is that obvious to see?
Oh, I think so. I think she's a beautiful rumba dancer. Expression, so relaxed. Look at that. That stretch there. She gives it everything.
Yes, it would be good if they just moved a little more, not too many pose steps. It's so much better when you can actually see the action there.
Yeah, that's right. True.
Yeah. Now, this young man could use his lower part of the body more, I feel. You'll notice in a moment there.
Such a masculine man, he could use so much more, couldn't he?
Well, yes. Far too long a pause. Still hasn't moved.
The rumba. And the judges' marks show that the Estonians get first place for the first time, Denmark second, and Russia third. The Italians with another 4th position, and Slovenia and Poland taking the bottom 2 once again. Next to the Paso Doble. Surprise couple here in the final, Kalatowski and Andres from Poland. Alison, what can you tell us about this pair?
I'm not too familiar with this pair, but I believe they've been dancing together for quite a while. They must be awfully excited to make this final. What an achievement. Dancing well, very well. Are you familiar with this couple, Greg?
No, actually, I must be honest. I know they were runners-up in the Polish 10 dance championship, And as you said, very pleased to be here, quite strong. But I do believe their favoured discipline is the modern standard dance.
The Russians, how are they going, Alison?
Well, I don't think they're really going that well at the moment. Priorities in Paso, body shape, music interpretation. They seem to have lost their body shape here. Look very tired, and they've got a long way to go yet, so this isn't really good. What do you think, Greg?
Yes, I can see that he was going to stop because of the highlight of the music and didn't expect to continue.
The end of the Paso Doble. Let's see how the judges place that dance. And straight away we can see that the Estonians, Korotin and Esko, have another first place, Denmark second and Italy third. All three getting a first place and two more first places there. First place from the Japanese judge to the Slovenians, who finish in fifth place in front of the Poles. And so to the last dance of the Latin section, and a chance once again for the dancers to have the floor to themselves as they perform for the judges. And here are the Italians, Garofalo and Bassano. They've had a good final so far.
Yes, I think they have. I'm sure they'll be pleased with their dancing. I don't know when they find out the result of the Latin, will be too pleased with it. But I think they're after a new look, so they've got to go with that for a while.
Yes, but as you said earlier, they haven't been together very long. So I think, yes, he'll probably be happy with his performance, but
I think it's this new sophisticated look they're going for. I don't think they've quite gelled yet, do you?
No, not quite. Very animated young man.
That's the jive from the Italians, Garofalo and Bassano. Now to the Slovenian couple of Zoran Plo and Tatjana Lavinovic.
He's certainly getting the crowd going.
So confident, eh?
Well, in contrast, the Italians, they've not had such a good competition so far. But they've only been dancing together since the start of the year. So they've gelled pretty well.
Yes, they're dancing very together, but I think too far apart. And not really doing a together jive. It's very solo.
Yes, it's the first time they've taken a hand here, look. A little bit too fast, I think, too, huh?
Yes, well, there, the lady just lost contact. Now she's more confident when she's on her own. Still apart.
So that's the jive from Slovenia's Zoran Plo and Tatjana Lavinovic. Now a chance for the current European 10-dance champions, Stokkebroe and Jules, to show their rendition of the jive.
Now that's better. That's together dancing.
They're really jiving, aren't they?
Oh, yes. And Peter feels the rhythm of this dance enormously just the whole time and very together. It's okay to separate after a while and then get back together again, which is what Peter does.
I like their choreography, actually.
Yes, this is a particularly good jive. I don't know, Alison, that piece of material I find very distracting. I mean, the lady is beautiful. Does that bother you? Would that?
It doesn't do a lot, does it, actually, for the dress? It doesn't dance. It just sort of hangs a little
there,
yeah.
Yes, but very elegant.
It's a great look, though, tonight.
enjoyed that.
Still going strong at the very end. Stokkebroe and Jewel from Denmark. The last dance then of the Latin section, all the couples back together again for the group Jive. And Alison, with the Jive, I guess the fastest dance in the Latin section, is it tough to keep going?
Yes, it is a tough dance, but psychologically it's the last one of the Latin section normally, and sometimes it's the last one of the whole competition. So you know it, you're nearly there and you can keep going. But tonight they've still got the standard to do, so they'll be pacing themselves a little bit, but still trying to give it all. Difficult situation.
Keeping the sharpness, is that the key thing?
Yes, just as you said that, this couple are particularly sharp and have a very neat style of jive. It's rhythm, basically, that we're looking for in jive, the rhythmical interpretation, not too sharp. We don't want it to be too steppy. And very difficult to do to this music, I must say. This is quite fast, Alison, isn't you think?
Fast, yes. They're doing very well, aren't they?
Yes. Well, Peter's certainly in time.
Yeah.
And Kristina, of course.
They really want this, don't they? Look.
They certainly do.
So the Danes taking us out of the group Jive, and the only thing now is for the judges to award their marks. Stokkebroe and Jewel get another first place, 3 out of 5 in the Latin section. Estonia second, Russia third. The Italians are fourth, Slovenians fifth, the Polish pair are sixth. We're now at halfway, and the strain perhaps beginning to show for Peter Stokkebroe.
Yeah.
The Russians, though, appearing relaxed and happy to be here.
You know, for me, it's for the first time when I take part in World Championship as an amateur. So I feel a big response for my country, and I'm very proud that we could do that, and that we are the, you know, like messengers from Russia.
And how about the standard section coming up?
I feel that everything will be good, because for me ballroom is a little bit not so hard as Latin. I don't need so much concentration, I just can dance for my pleasure. So for me it's quite good that ballroom is at the end of the competition. I think I can show all that I can do.
If you want something, then you can do it. You know, it's hard, but everything is hard. I mean, I could sleep at home if I would like to live an easier life, but it's interesting. It's very interesting. I mean, to dance standard and Latin, you learn from Latin to get better in standard and otherwise. So I like it.
So we're at the halfway stage. Let's look at the marks overall so far. No surprise to see Stokkebroe and Jewel heading the race. Let's hope that risk doesn't hamper him in the standard section. And no wonder Kristina Esko is happy, as her and her partner Edouard are in second place overall.
The unique thing about dance sport is that it is absolutely gender neutral. Men and women compete together in teams on equal terms, and this is the only sport in which this happens. And that's why I think it's important in the 21st century that we recognize the unique qualities of dance sport.
Dance sport's been recognised as a sport by the International Olympic Committee, and to illustrate how seriously they regarded it, the Sydney Organising Committee requested a dance sport segment for inclusion in the closing ceremony.
SOCOG were looking in the closing ceremony, looking to do a celebration of Australia. And part of that celebration of Australia is a celebration of Australian film. Strictly Ballroom was one of those opportunities, and so they looked for somebody who was involved in the fraternity and went to Adele.
Ready? Outside couples, and the others move into their space as they move away, and then you peel off round to the side. Ready? And 1 up, 2,
As State Sport Director for Dance Sport Australia, Adele Hyland understood the magnitude of the task ahead. Her experience as a previous Australian national champion in both the standard and Latin disciplines, an adjudicator and now coach, made her the ideal person to oversee the dance segment that needed to be choreographed for the ceremony.
Okay, do it the other way. Ready, and 1 up.
When we were told that we had to find 1,000 dancers, I sent out invitations to all our registered dancers in this state, thinking that this state would be the ones that would come because I thought it was a little bit too far from the other states. But then there was so much interest shown in the other states that I decided to fly to Queensland and to Melbourne and train teams there.
1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5.
We have some of Australia's leading dancers. Actually, the Australian champions for the last 30 years have actually come out of retirement to perform, and we have the current Australian champion and some of the up-and-coming champions, as well as another 1,000 people who are competitors just beginning.
Training the beginners needed a lot of effort, and rehearsals went on well into the evening. The 15 feature couples who'd be taking centre stage spent the time learning to work together as a team, something quite different to what they're used to in competition.
It's very exciting to see it all come together. When we actually did our first performance on a big oval, which is similar to the stadium we're performing in, it was very exciting. It looked good. I think it looked good.
Hold it, don't move. I'm happy to finish now because it looked really, really great, and we look forward to seeing you on Sunday.
Sunday, the 1st of October, the big day has arrived. They won't be dancing for trophies on this occasion, but for Sandro Catalano and Sherry McGrath, the #1 ranked amateur couple in Australia and 2 of the feature dancers, the preparations are the same as ever. With plenty of attention to the exterior, but not forgetting the needs of the interior.
Nice nutritious breakfast.
Not that tomato there anyway.
I think I woke up, I felt a bit sick this morning. My nerves got to me, but I'll get through it.
Because even just at rehearsals, like the atmosphere around and the whole thing around, like as we get to run under the stage before we're on, that's when that's going boom, boom, boom. That's too much. That's too much for me.
No wonder they're nervous. They'll never have experienced anything like this before. The tension builds as they meet up with some of the other feature dancers for a bus journey they'll never forget. The journey to the Olympic Stadium is a nerve-wracking time for all involved, and they're full of anticipation.
I'm expecting the crowd to be absolutely amazing, like loud. I'm actually worried that they're going to be that loud that we won't be able to hear the music.
Come the event, the crowd were that loud, but there was no problem hearing the music. In front of the biggest audience they've ever had, a sellout crowd at the Olympic Stadium and millions more around the world, Sandro and Sherry and 1,000 other dancers of all abilities took this unique opportunity to demonstrate to the world exactly what dance sport has to offer.
Absolutely amazing.
It's amazing. I just can't...
No word in the dictionary can explain it. No word in the dictionary.
The atmosphere, everything. It was just amazing.
Really amazing.
And I can't even explain how amazing it was.
Here we are to a global audience, you know, to 3.5 billion people saying this is what dance sport is about. I hope that the media correctly portray us. The vision will be there. People will see what we are, and it's clear when you see it. It ain't what your mother used to do.
I'm sure after the Olympic Games, people's opinions of ballroom dancing will probably die, and they'll realise that there's a new sport there now, and it's called dance sport, and it's modern, it's exciting, and maybe they'd like to get involved.
Well, we're going to get involved again now with the IDSF World 10 Dance Championship, and we're at the start of the standard section. Live music here tonight. Greg, how important is a good band to a competition?
Extremely important. it does help to have a good live band to dance to, but then you need the tune to come across more strongly, I feel. Alison, what do you feel about music?
Oh, I think music is so important. Live music gives a great atmosphere, but it's got to be the right live music.
Here are the Poles, Kalatowski and Anders. Greg, they didn't have a great Latin competition. Can they do better in the standard?
I think so. It looks that way to me. They look more confident doing this particular discipline.
Yeah, they've got a good average performance, aren't they? They're good 10 dancers at the level that they're at.
Yes, I think that's exactly what is required then, Alison. As you say, over 10 dancers this is being judged and not just 5, so good performance for sure.
Slow foxtrot of Kalatowski and Anders. Here are Slovenia's Zoran Plol and Tatjana Lavinovic. Now, it's such a change of mood for the dancers going from Latin to standard, Greg. How easy is it for them to switch?
Well, you have to concentrate, as Alison did mention earlier. You really have to go, as you said, from the Latin to the modern, and especially in this dance, to keep it soft and flowing is not easy.
You never know in a competition whether you're going to have the standard or the Latin first until you get there, so you really have to be mentally prepared for that. So your work before will be preparing, switching from standard to Latin. You have to do that.
Yes, this couple are moving very, very easily, and I like the shoulder line of this particular gentleman.
They're lovely standard dancers. Great performance.
Yes, he's doing very well to this slightly quick tempo.
It's a bit sharp, isn't it?
Yeah, just like that.
The slow foxtrot of Plol and Lavinovic. They're warmly supported, and a chance now for Estonia's Korotin and Escu to pick up some marks in the slow foxtrot. Alison, they averaged second place in the Latin section. Do you think they can go one better here?
I think the stronger section is the Latin, so they'll have to really pull out a great performance in the standard to achieve that one. Not always together in the bodies.
Out of 10 though for commitment, I must say. It's very watchable.
Oh, absolutely. Great future, these two, 10 dance.
Yes, I think that's what it's all about, to be equally as good over 10. Not easy, as you know, Alison.
Korotin and Escu from Estonia. Now all 6 couples back on the floor to dance the group slow foxtrot. Now, Alison, at this stage, would the judges have made their mind up after the solo dances, or would there be developments now that they're all dancing together?
Well, personally, as a judge, I would wait now to compare them all again. I like to see the couples individually. It's a great concept that they use here. But I would also compare them all against one another. Would you, Greg?
Yes, obviously when they're all together, then it's a little easier to compare, but the solo appearances is so much easier for an audience, and from a television point of view, it's perfect.
So when they're all out there together, it's a kind of confirmation of what you originally thought?
Well, yes, I think you do make up your mind in the solo section, obviously. That's the whole idea. But then once you see everybody together, then it confirms to you that you've probably made your choice.
I see Kristina's used a same dress as her Latin dress, just with a different skirt. I love that idea in 10 dance competitions.
Yes, it seems to make the connection.
Well, that's the end of the group slow foxtrot. Let's see how the judges have marked it. Well, it's the Danish couple, top of the list once again. The Italians getting off to a better start in the standard competition. The Russians in third. The Estonians fourth, the Poles fifth, Slovenians are sixth. The second of the 5 dances here in the standard section is the Waltz. What are the main factors, Alison, to watch out for here?
Well, this is a very slow dance. Big swing. This boy's got a good swing. And very together. Great musicality.
Yes, it is not easy now to change from the Latin American section to this, as Alison says, soft, easy movement.
It's just as physical, but in a controlled way. Standard doesn't look so physical, but believe me, it really is.
There are leaders.
Dancing well.
Yes, I think that Peter has really settled down in his modern standard dancing.
They're really going for this tonight.
Very confident.
That's the end of the waltz. And the marks are first placing for the Italians. They'll be happy with that. The Russians second, and third, their lowest placing so far, Stokkebroe and Jewel. Fourth, the Estonians, and the Slovenians and Poles still occupying the bottom 2 slots. The tango, moving towards the end of the competition now. Alison, will the dancers start getting tired by now?
Physically, but they won't let that show. They can't let that happen mentally. They're just still going.
Yes, it's all to do now, as you say. They will be feeling it a bit, but...
I think they'll notice it more afterwards.
Yes.
After a 10-dance competition, you knowing you've done one.
Yes.
In this competition seems very good.
It certainly does. I mean, there's a lot of work that these people are doing and have yet to do. And to look so collected and so elegant at this stage in the competition is not easy at all.
It's a good sized floor, this.
It certainly is.
Much space to dance, which certainly helps.
Excellent venue.
Must be favourites for the tango, this couple.
Yes. I think the Italians' favourite dance. Certainly showing a very good understanding of the passion of this particular dance.
The end of the tango. And the marks see another first place for Italy, followed by Russia and Denmark in third, Estonia in fourth once again, Poland fifth, and Slovenia sixth. The penultimate dance is the Viennese Waltz. It's the oldest of the 10 dances. Alison, what's the difference between the waltz and the Viennese Waltz?
Well, the Viennese Waltz is a very quick dance. It's a different dance from the rest of them, all of the other 9 actually, because we're restricted in steps that we're allowed to use. They're not open choreography. They have left turns and right turns, and then you'll see the fleckle in the middle of the floor where the couple stays on the spot and just goes around. But basically that's what it's made up of. There's no other choreography allowed. Whether that will change in the future, maybe. This couple's going in the centre now, and you'll see the step I'm talking about. Now we'll go around one way.
And is there an order for the couples to go into the centre?
No, no, no. Absolutely not.
The end of the Viennese Waltz. And let's see what the judges have decided this time. Well, Italy's Garofalo and Bassano get another first place. That's 3 out of 4 in the standard section, with Denmark second and Russia third. Estonia fourth, 5th Poland, 6th Slovenia. The final dance of the IDSF World 10 Dance Championship is the quick step, performed first individually, and our first couple, Garofalo and Bassano, they performed really well in the standard section.
Yes, you see now with the fact that they're able to dance solo on the floor, especially in this particular dance, the quick step, it just makes it so much easier for the couples. And as you can see here, they have all the space in the world.
It also gives you a chance to get involved with the couple individually, see their personality.
Yes, it does come across much more easily viewing it this way.
Great choice of choreography. I really like their quick step. Lively little step here, look at that one.
Yeah, clever. Very consistent over 10 dances then, when you consider it.
Absolutely. Oh, she's got a heel caught in her dress here. She'll get rid of that in a minute, I'm sure. There we go.
The Russians, Gimaev and Basiuk, who perform consistently over the 2 disciplines of Latin and Standard.
Oh, fancy little entry there. Do you like that idea, Greg?
Well, if it's not too over-choreographed, yes. Just swinging her from one side to the other will do.
He's got such big movement. He likes the swing dances, doesn't he, this boy?
Yes, he certainly does. Interesting little step there.
And a lot of vitality, Alison.
Oh, lovely, yes. They time their feet so well in these scatter chassis, as they're called.
He's maintaining a very good shoulder line there, considering their scatter chassis. Slight little mishap, wasn't quite ready to stop.
That was the quick step from Gimaev and Basiuk. And now to Denmark's Stokkebroe and Jewel. Now, they obviously don't feel as comfortable in the standard as in the Latin, but they haven't been placed lower than 3rd in any of the dances so far.
Yes, well, I'm sure Peter and Kristina will do everything now to convince the adjudicators that he's as good as anybody else.
Top line's just a little bit twisted, not quite as free as it could be. But I think they've done enough.
Yes, it's obviously consistent over 10 dances, and by this stage you begin to form an opinion.
They've got an elegant look to their standard, don't you think?
Yes, very, and especially by the young ladies dressed.
I love this dress.
Yes, I do.
The quick step of the Danes, Peter Stokkebroe and Kristina Juhl. And now to the last dance of the evening, it's the group quick step.
Now this is where it gets tricky, Alison.
To avoid each other.
Absolutely.
There's not been many collisions at all, has there, in either style?
No, I must say. It's quite noticeable.
Difficult because there's so much movement around.
Well, yes, this is it. I mean, as I was saying earlier, particularly in this dance, it's very, very difficult sometimes to avoid someone, but it hasn't happened. There haven't been any accidents, fortunately.
Certainly the size of the floor really helps this situation, doesn't it?
Well, this is, again, early on when I mentioned the venue, the organisers obviously thought about this factor and have given these couples an excellent hall to dance in. The floor looks beautiful.
Absolutely. They're delighted it's all over, aren't they?
I think they are.
And have they won?
I think they know they've done their best.
Well, the Danish fans obviously very happy as the 2000 World 10 Dance Championship draws to an end and the couples leave the dance floor to await the results. And let's first see how the judges have marked the quick step. Well, the Italians taking another first place, the Danes second, the Russians are third. Korotin and Esko are in fourth place, ahead of Slovenia and Poland. Hugs and kisses for Kristina Juhl from coach Klaus Larsen. Emotions obviously running high in the Danish camp. The Estonian pair of Edward Korotin and Kristina Esko seemingly very relaxed.
I'm happy it's over because it's quite a lot of stress. But yeah, happy. But it's early to ask, you know. We are awaiting the results, so it's exciting.
We feel great. We did the very best we could.
Yeah.
So it was fantastic. We were very good atmosphere, and the audience were fabulous. So I think we did a good job.
Yeah.
Now it's a bit sentimental because it's the last time we do 10 dance, and then we are gonna focus on the Latin. So we are a bit like, now it's over.
Yeah.
And we have worked so hard for this. So we just hope the best for the result. But we think we have done the very best we could.
And before we find out the final results, let's take a look at the standings for the standard section. The Italians coming out on top here, followed by Denmark, Russia, Estonia, Poland and Slovenia. But it's not until the final presentation that the couples know what their final position is. So plenty of nerves out there. Nerves too amongst the crowd. In third place, it's Edward Korotin and Kristina Esko from Estonia. It must have been desperately close, and despite their wonderful performance in the standard dances, it's second place for the Italians, Garofolo and Bassano. And taking first place, a very happy and emotional Peter Stokkebroe and Kristina Juhl from Denmark. So mixed emotions there. Sadness it's the last 10 dance, but relief and joy that they've ended up once more top of the podium, and the emotion really showing. Just to recap then, those final standings, Stokkebroe and Jewel are the new champions. Runners-up, Garofolo and Bassano. Estonians third, the Russians in fourth. Fifth, the Slovenians, the Poles are sixth.
Wonderful. Wonderful feeling.
There's been a lot of pressure on our shoulders, and it's fantastic to have this relaxation now, and and a lot of joy, of course. It was a happy ending.
Yeah.
So that was good.
Our congratulations to Peter Stokkebroe and Kristina Jewel. And we'll say goodbye from Finland as the new IDSF World 10 Dance Champions perform their honour dance.